Hello, welcome to the episode of balancedact. My name is Juan, and today I wanted to, by the way, before I even start, happy Evo week to all my fighting game nerds out there. So I got the Tampa Bay Kumite in the back. Happy Evo week. But today I wanted to talk about failure. So failure to me as a concept, I think is something that actually doesn't truly exist. I'm very much in agreement with the idea that each failure, this is something I've heard before, each failure is actually an attempt. And it's an attempt at accomplishing the thing that you went out to accomplish. So attempt number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You just keep attempting until you succeed at the thing that you're trying to succeed at. And so therefore, there really truly is no failure. And this is kind of a cliche, but something I very much believe in, that the only failure truly is giving up. That's really the only failure. So if it's something that you've been trying and you just cannot do, or just not willing to do, then you stop doing it. That's a failure, and that can also be okay. Some things you just try out, you see it's not for you. Life's like a buffet, you keep trying things out until you find something that agrees with you. And you may not like the way something tastes, and that's because somebody from the outside is telling you that maybe you should keep on eating that one thing. Doesn't mean that you should. You see, so that's my opinion on failure. I think failure is just that it's a concept, and I think it's something that doesn't truly exist. Some ways to deal with failure, because failure also can come from a feeling. So it can come from a feeling of that I just don't want to do this, I can't do this, feelings of discouragement. For me, what I've discovered is a lot of that has to do with one thing: me thinking of what others are thinking about what I'm doing. So if it's a failure on my own, where it's like, this is not for me, I tried it, it's not for me, or it's not for me right now, so therefore I'm just going to stop. That's a failure by choice by me. But if I fail at something because I really want this thing, but now I'm coming up with excuses. I really want it, but I can't right now. I really want it, but I don't have enough time. I really want it, but nobody cares. I really want to do this thing, but nobody seems to like it. Now I'm making decisions based on what I think others are thinking about what I'm doing, or what they're thinking about me. And that's a mistake, I feel. So that to me are really the only two types of failures. There's failure by choice. You try something and it didn't work out for you. And then the other type of failure where you want to do something, but you're making excuses, mostly based on what others may be thinking about what you're doing. And that's that hard, dirty, nasty kind of feeling within yourself. If we was listening to the law of attraction, what that feeling is you separating from your spirit. So you may have a negative opinion about what you're trying to do, but you feel that negative feeling because that's you separating or disagreeing with your spirit, with your inner being. So that pain that you're feeling is actually your inner being telling you, hey, we don't agree with you. We don't agree with you on this. We know you're capable of this. We know you can do this. We know you can do this. So we don't agree with your notion of you can't. That's what that pain is. That's what that emotional pain is. It's a separation between you and your soul. So sometimes though, so you're gonna look at it more practically, as we went over before in early episodes, sometimes you just gotta force yourself through. But either side would definitely say that mindset is very important. Or the more spiritual side of things, Abraham Hicks calls it getting out ahead of it. So getting out ahead of it. So basically deciding on how your day is gonna go emotionally. So deciding how you're gonna feel in each segment of your day. So, you know that you're going to go to work, you decide how you're going to feel at work. Not how things are going to go at work or how things are going to work out at work. That's out of your control. But how you're going to feel as you go into work. On the more practical side, David Goggins does his morning meeting. We went over that before. Where basically he thinks about his day. And he thinks about all the challenges that he'll be going through throughout the day. And then he'll decide what level of stress will he be going through mentally at each point. And then he decides it's going to be a level 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 stress for me. 5 being like freak out mode, like I can't do it, you know. So then he basically decides, okay, I have a meeting with this person at 11 a.m. who I've never met before in Germany. So that's pretty stressful. So that's maybe a level 5. So I'll have to approach it and make sure that I can keep my mental stress level down to level 3. So whatever I need to do, whatever I need to think about, I understand what I'm going into. I understand that this is going to be, if I just went in there naturally without thinking about it, a level 5 stressor for me. But now that I'm thinking about it, I can find ways, box breathing, or just being calm, or looking at the guy in the eyes, or having a plan where I could bring that stress level down to a 3. So that's the 2 different ways of dealing with those moments when you want to do something, but you're stopping yourself from doing it. You can either A, get out ahead of it, decide how your day is going to go, or B, do a morning meeting kind of technique, such as David Goggins does. They're both very similar, pretty much to me the same kind of technique, but just coming from 2 different sides of the spectrum, which is what this channel is all about. Looking at the metaphysical and the practical and deciding what's the best road for you, and also just discover the similarities between the 2, because basically they're 2 different roads go to the same place. And that's what I love to do. I love to explore that. All right, guys, that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. In conclusion, there is no such thing as failure. Failure is only when you decide to give up. And those reasons always be yours. Thanks again for joining me. I love you. May you find your path to wellness, looking at the practical and metaphysical, to your own personal path to wellness. Thanks again. I love you.